Welcome, welcome, welcome. So first we're just going to take a few moments to ground and see all the people that we're here with on this journey. So first, just feel yourself comfortable, feel where you're sitting, where your body is meeting the chair or the floor or the earth. And we'll take 3 deep breaths together as Sangha. And now if you can go on to gallery view if you're not already on gallery view, and just take a few moments to look at who is here now in this moment and who we're going on this journey with, who is in our community, our Sangha, our tribe, who are our companions in practice. And there's 3 pages of people. So yeah, we're a big group, which is really exciting and wonderful. Thank you so much for all being part of this. So now if you're on gallery view, we're just going to take a moment to connect with the people who are next to us on the screen, and if you're not, you can also just follow with the movement, and just imagine that we're connecting with all the people that are together here on this journey with us. So first, let's reach out to the people who are next to us on the screen and in real life and send them loving kindness. And to the people who are above us on the screen, send them loving kindness. And below, send them loving kindness. And place your hands on your heart to send yourself loving kindness. And your hands out to send loving kindness to all beings everywhere. So now I'm going to pass over to Joanna, who's here, and she's going to go through the mantra that we will sing later on in the ritual. And when Joanna has taught us the mantra, then we will go into the sacred space of the opening ceremony.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to put the words of the mantra up on the screen. So, share screen. And can you all see the words of the mantra up on your screens? Fab. Okay, so I'm just going to introduce the mantra briefly. I'm not going to spend ages teaching it, but just so that you get a sense of it. And when we actually start chanting it within the ritual, we'll do it quite a few times and it will become quite familiar. So the words from this mantra come from a poem written by the founder of the tradition, True Ratna, that Buddhafield is a part of, Amaragita. And yeah, it's a poem about the elements and the 6 element practice. So the words are: earth dissolves into water, water dissolves into fire, fire dissolves into air, air dissolves into space, space dissolves into consciousness, consciousness dissolves into hung. So I'm going to sing a line, and then if you'd like to repeat the line after me. Earth dissolves into water.
Earth dissolves into water.
And again, me first. Earth dissolves into water.
Earth dissolves into water.
Next line, me first. Water dissolves into fire.
Water dissolves into fire.
And then me. Water dissolves into fire.
Water dissolves into fire.
Next line. Fire dissolves into air.
Fire dissolves into air.
And then me. Fire dissolves into air.
dissolves into air.
Air dissolves into space.
Air dissolves into space.
Let me. Air dissolves into space.
Air dissolves into space.
Me. Space dissolves into consciousness.
Space dissolves into consciousness.
Me. Space dissolves into consciousness.
Space dissolves into consciousness.
Consciousness dissolves into Hum.
Consciousness dissolves into Hum.
Fab. So we'll sing it through one time. It's very, very quick teaching, but once we start singing it together, you'll get it. So we'll sing it through one time together. Earth dissolves into water. Water dissolves into fire. Fire dissolves into air. Air dissolves into space. Space dissolves into consciousness. Consciousness dissolves into Hum. Nice. So 2 more options for singing the mantra. So the first option is the hung, which just goes all the way through. So if you don't want to worry about words, you can just do the hung. So it's just a drone. So it's just hung, and that runs through the whole mantra. So you can also join in that way. And the third option is it's a line from Bodhi Paksha, who does a meditation on the 6 element practice. So the words are, this is not me, I am not this. So this goes a little bit like this. You do it together. Mm-hmm. This is not me, I am not this. This is not me, I am not this. This is not me, I am not this. And you can just do that on top of the mantra. So when we actually do the mantra within the ritual, there's going to be a recording, so you can just chant along in whatever way you feel comfortable and whatever way you like. And if you've got any instruments, feel free to bang your instruments. You'll be on mute for most of the time, and at some point towards the end we'll unmute everyone, and then it will just become a kind of messy, beautiful, chaotic cloud. Yes. Okay, I think that's all I'll do of the mantra. Thank you.
Okay, so now we are going to go into sacred space and sacred time. If you've brought a candle along with you, this is the time to bring it. Joanna, do you want to hold the candle? Yes. So this candle is going to represent the centre fire of our retreat together. So calling upon all of those faces that we saw at the beginning, faces that might be familiar or faces that are new, all those people that we saw on screen together, we're calling them in now, and we're imagining that we're all in a field together, and in the centre of this field is a fire pit, and we are a circle of Sangha together around this fire pit, and at the centre is going to be represented by our candles here together. And you can call upon this throughout the retreat. So if you want to feel connected to all the people that are on this journey with you, you can come back to your candle and light the candle and imagine us all in a circle in the field around this fire that we are kindling to support our practice. Let the ceremonial flame be lit. This is sacred time. This is sacred space. Let us truly be present in the here and the now. We thank the spirits of the north, and welcome the element of earth. May they assist this community and all its beings to connect with the roots of this land and be generous in sharing nurture and nourishment. We thank the spirits of the West and welcome the element of water. May they assist this community and all its beings to surrender and flow, to pool and grow, to feel fully all the joys and sorrows that come this way. We thank the spirits of the South and welcome the element of fire. May they assist this community and all its beings to connect with the spark of life and radiate light and warmth. We thank the spirits of the East and welcome the element of air. May they guide this community and all its beings with this new beginning and assist with loving communication and speech that is true. We thank the spirits of below and the element of space. May they guide this community and all its beings to understand the ever-changing nature of form and emptiness. We thank the spirits of above and the element of consciousness. May they guide this community and all its beings to understand the everlasting nature of oneness. We offer all the beings, spirits, and members of this community our deep gratitude for welcoming us. We commit to treating all the beings, spirits, and members of this community with respect. We bless all the beings, spirits, and members of this community with loving kindness. May this be a safe sanctuary, holding all that may unfold with grace. Please repeat after me. May all beings be well.
May all beings be well.
May all beings be happy.
May all beings be happy.
May all beings be free.
May all beings be free.
May all beings love and be loved.
May all beings love and be loved.
So I'm going to now, my name's Natalia, and I'm going to now take us into a meditative space where we can just start to connect with our own experiences of the elements. We can start to meet them in our experience. So yeah, the invitation is to close your eyes, if that feels all right, and just start to connect a bit more with your physical experience of your body. And just starting with getting a sense of your weight sinking into the ground, in connection with this earth, this beautiful, beautiful planet of which we are all a part. Seeing if you can start to trust a bit more deeply that the earth can bear you. That your body is of this earth and that you belong here. And now starting to connect with any sense of flow that you feel, any sense of sensations coming and going. You might even feel the blood flowing in your arms or in your hands. You might feel an energy moving in your body. And perhaps start to get curious about what that looks like. Is it still and clear? Is it rushing? And there's no need for it to be a particular way. And bringing your attention now to the heart space. And perhaps breathing into that heart center. And connecting with any sense of warmth, expansiveness. And you might want to recollect the intention that's brought you here. That spark of inspiration to come and practice, to be in connection with others. You might want to breathe with that intention. See if it grows. Now bringing our attention to the breath. As it enters and leaves the body. Something that was outside of us becomes part of us for a moment, and then something that was part of us departs, changed. Notice where you feel the breath in the body. There's no right way to breathe. The body knows how to do it. See if we can trust the breath. And now expanding our awareness to take in the whole body. This vehicle for sensation. And see if we can get a sense of the space we're taking the space we're occupying in the world. We are here. See if you can really take your place. And now, as we begin to explore this mystery of consciousness, we take our minds, our awareness back to our heart. What is our heart's intention for this retreat? What does our heart deeply desire? Can we trust in our desire to grow? Can we know that it's there in each of us? Can we know that we are able to grow? That we are able to become far more than we could ever imagine? And now, from our own experience of the elements, of earth and groundedness, of water and flow, of fire and warmth and passion, of air, space and consciousness, we can expand our awareness to take in this wide world that's teeming with life. It's life that is sometimes strange and wonderful, and yet made of the same elements as we are. And for you, it might mean connecting with the life in your home, in your garden, or it might mean opening your heart to the life all over this planet, which we call home. Or it might mean opening up to life across the cosmos, in 1,000 million worlds. And knowing that the life out there is also in us. Now, as we start to bring this meditation to the close, the invitation is to bring your awareness to the top of your head, the crown chakra. To your eyes, let them be soft. To the throat, to the heart, to the belly, and to where you make contact with the chair or floor. And knowing that that big cosmic connection is always there. Even as you are sitting in your room, in your home, with all these other beautiful beings on Zoom. Just taking a moment to let go of any effort. Maybe touching in again with how you are. And dedicating your practice for all beings.
Earth dissolves into water, water dissolves into fire, fire dissolves into air, air dissolves into space, space dissolves into consciousness, consciousness dissolves into Hum. Earth dissolves into water, water dissolves into fire, fire dissolves into air, air dissolves into space, space dissolves into consciousness, consciousness dissolves into Hum. Earth dissolves into water, water dissolves into fire, fire dissolves into air, air dissolves into space, space dissolves into consciousness, consciousness dissolves into Earth dissolves into water, water dissolves into fire, fire dissolves into air, air dissolves into space, space dissolves into consciousness, consciousness dissolves into Earth dissolves into water, water dissolves into fire, fire dissolves into air, air dissolves into space, space dissolves into Thank you so much.
What did I say?
Thank you so much, everybody. Welcome to At Home with the Elements. Thank you so much for sharing this time with us. And now I'm going to pass over to Amaragita.
So here we are, and I'd like to just give you a very warm welcome on behalf of all of us who are going to be leading the morning meditations and the workshops and the talks, and just really welcoming you to the Buddha field. And it always feels a little bit strange to be welcoming people to Buddha field in an online context, because in many ways the whole point of Buddha field is to be in a field, not sitting looking at a screen. But what really struck me this year is that even though we were quite reluctant initially to have any online offerings, after we'd done our first online festival, we did some meditation courses, we've done a few weekend retreats, and we did this epic last year of At Home with the Elements. That was for a whole month. And after that, we were very lucky that we could actually do pretty much all of our events. I think we cancelled one event last year. And what really struck me was how many times at different events, at the festival, at retreats that I led, at, lots of Buddha field events, so many people came up to me and said that the At Home with the Elements month that we did was a real lifeline. And that February, where nobody knew how long we were going to be in lockdown for, people were at home, it was a very particular time, and a lot of people were very isolated and finding it hard not to go to their local Buddhist centers and so on, and just meeting up with friends and family. And there was just something about what we created by people showing up, being game for a bit of the Buddha field magic, even though it was on a screen. So, I just have the memory of all of those people just being very grateful for the offering. So we didn't know whether, because we were not in such a lockdown space anymore, whether people would even be interested to do it again. So we shortened it, but we are just very, very happy to be doing this again, and to be inviting you into the Buddha field, because of course the Buddha field isn't a, the true Buddha field isn't dependent on the grass between our toes. The true Buddha field is the resonance, the magnetic, the energetic field in which we create the conditions for all of us to become Buddhas. And that's what we've got the opportunity to do here together. Even though we are online, we have a whole 2 weeks to come in as fully, as much as we want to. And every time we come in, every time we engage with a meditation, every time we engage with a mantra, every time we listen to the talk, every time we engage with each other, we are building and deepening and strengthening the field and the conditions through which we can all, I mean, I don't know about you, but just having spent this 40 minutes together so far, I feel completely different to when I first came and sat down. I feel just very, very open, just in touch with, in touch with the cosmos through the meditation. And so every time we choose to engage with ourselves, with our practice, with each other, with our environment, we're choosing to brighten that field, energize that field. So thank you all for being the energy through which we could all wake up. So yeah, I want to say that this year, having done the month of At Home with the Elements last February, I feel like my relationship with the elements has really changed. And I feel that, and this is what I feel is available through engaging on this retreat, I feel like I'm in a much more rich and full conversation with the elements as a result of having studied them over the month, and then having gone to the Buddha Field events. I really feel that my connection with the earth, the theme last year for Buddha Field was Kiss the Earth, and I just remember the very first event we had in April, and we were just so excited to be able to be back out on retreat, connecting with each other. And we it was like, it wasn't so much kiss the earth, it was like snog the earth because we were so passionately excited about being able to be on the land again that we wanted to go even further than kissing the earth. And I just remember that part of being in touch with the earth and part of being in touch with this in a conversation with the elements was that it began to feel that it was a two-way thing, and that through our events we tune into what the elements are trying to speak to us, and in a very personal way, what they're trying to say to us, what they're trying to teach us. And I remember one exercise that we did where each of us went out into the landscape, almost in a sort of blind way, just guided by the landscape, and found a place and sat in that place, and then had a sense of what is the element in this moment that I'm connecting to? What is it trying to teach me? And I remember walking to the edge with my eyes closed of a hedge and opening my eyes, and as I looked up, I just saw this amazing hawthorn blossom. And in that moment, it felt like the hawthorn was speaking to me and just saying, blossom, just blossom, and that was a very beautiful moment of connection. So I'm noticing a couple of people here who attended some of our yatras. We walked the land, and particularly Hayley, I can see there, waving to Hayley. Just the amount of in walking in single file, you know, from Bowerwood all the way to Glastonbury, and the, you know, what the kind of myth of just walking the land, the effect of that, and being very much in touch with the water element, because it just rained for the first 2 or 3 days, and just being able to feel the connection with the wetness, with the rivers flowing around. And it just felt like the teaching was that however harsh the elements can be, if you're in good connection with your companions along the way, your companions, the fellowship of the walkers, that actually, you know, all the blisters and all the difficulties and all the joys could be held in that space of Sangha. So that was a very beautiful connection with the water element. So what we have the opportunity to do over the next 2 weeks is to really open ourselves to our unique and individual history with the elements, and the doorways that can open when we allow ourselves to to find what it is that this relationship with ourselves and with the world, and with a dialogue that moves between these two, how can we allow that to teach us, to resource us, and to wear away some of the confusion, some of the habitualness, some of the exhausting mind-made relationship to the world. So there's a certain habit groove that each of us have got in relationship to ourselves, to our environment, to our lives. And what all the Buddhist teachings are trying to do is to teach us that the inherited relationship that's often very habitual and exhausting can be exchanged for something quite different, quite magical, quite insightful, quite free, quite flowing. And so every time we bring our attention and our awareness outside of that habitual patterning, you know, we create the pathways, we create the body, the training of body, speech and mind that allows us to exist beyond that habitual, automatic and often painful way of existing. So, you know, the invitation over the next 2 weeks is to immerse yourself as fully as you're able to, and to be as wholehearted as you can in your explorations. For some people, that might mean joining us every morning at 7:30 for our meditations. And we are very, very lucky to have lots of lovely beings who've agreed to share their inspiration with the different elements. So we've got Maitri Devi, we have Loka Bandhu, myself, we have Viryanaya, we have Singha Shri, we have Dayajoti, we have Bodhi Paksha, and we have Ratnadeva, all you know, in a flow, looking at each element at a time. So, you know, it's quite useful to have a balance between thinking about going with the flow of what you feel like doing any particular morning, or whether you're going to join in the talks. But also it can be quite good to just be clear about, I actually really want to be wholehearted into this, and I'm going to attend, you know, and set yourself a little bit of clarity about what your intention is, so that that you can have a bit of clear container for this event. You'll have lots of emails that will be sent that will give you talks and things to reflect on, exercises to do, music, poetry. So you can really immerse yourself in all of that as well. And to really just discover yourself in the conversation with the elements that has the potential to keep flowering throughout this year. You know, every time you go for a walk, every time you wash up, every time, you know, it's about bringing this alive relationship with what we're made up of and what the world is made up of into every part of our lives, and brightening and lightening ourselves. Yeah. Anything else that I want to say right now to all you lovely beings? I have a love of songs and singing, so we will end with me sharing a song with you. I'd just like to ask anyone here if it's their very first Buddhafield event. Is anyone a Buddhafield novice? It's never really. Welcome, lovely to see you. Lovely Kate and Sue. Who else? Simi, lovely to see you. Anyone else? Is there
you can't see me. My name is Kalpana. This is my first time because my video doesn't work, so I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing yourself in, Tasma. Great. Anyone else that I haven't called their name who's new? Rachel, Tony and Jeff, lovely. And how many of you were here last time at Home with the Elements? Give us a wave if you were here last time. Quite a few, lovely. Yeah. And quite a few not as well. Fantastic. Good. Well, I'm not going to say much more about the restival. We coined a phrase last time. It's not quite a retreat, not quite a festival, so we can call it a restival, because each morning we're going to get a lot of teachings. So, and in the evenings we'll get talks, and you'll have an opportunity to ask questions at all of those different things. But just before we end, and I play you a song to enjoy. If you want to dance, you can. But is there anything anyone needs to say or wants to say, or has a question to ask? We can open the floor up. Just unmute yourself. It's a bit daunting in front of 60 odd people, so I wouldn't be surprised if no one does, but just in case someone wanted a real life person to answer a question. Nope. Okay. So yeah, just before I put on a song, I'll just sort of remind us of our feet, our bare feet. Just thinking about the last time your feet were bare on the grass, the last time you had water flowing through your hands, maybe the last time you remember the warmth of the sun on your face, the strength of the wind against your body, a sense of a big horizon, the sky, the depth of field, and a sense of you really just knowing your own knowing. So we're gonna end now with a song called Prayers for Freedom, and Lotus is going to put it on beautifully. And I'll see those of you who are able to make it 7:30 tomorrow morning for our first meditation with Maitri Devi. Looking forward to seeing you. And thanks so much to our ritual team leading our meditation, the mantra, and the beautiful incantation to open. It was very, very beautiful. Thank you, everyone. Have a great restful evening and see you in the morning. And this song has the first two elements in it. That's why I chose it.
Blessed river, polishing stones. She is polishing her hearts. We are claiming our thrones to sit side by side in our awakened homes. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. And we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Say we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Say we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for all humankind. Medicine giver, gentle spirit of the land. She is polishing our hearts in ways we do not understand. We walk side by side and offer both our hands. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. And we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. So we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. So we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the land. Sing our prayers for freedom for the land. Brothers, sisters, brave pilgrims of the night, we have followed our hearts, and the truth we have arrived to sit side by side in divinity's light. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. And we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. So we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. So we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Polishing stones, she is polishing our hearts. We are claiming our thrones to sit side by side in our awakened homes. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. And we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. So we're gonna